Reaperman here, and I have made a tremendous mistake tonight. I had already shot and uploaded a video about this here mass Superstick. As you can see, it's pretty giant. You can see a Sega Genesis 1 poking out from the back. It actually, the back end ramps up to, about that high, and here's a 1 metric Sega Genesis carton measure for scale on my biggest Sega Genesis controller, actually my biggest controller. The only problem is I kept saying it was a mass stick because I'd believed that for the last 15 years, and now I am pretty darn certain this is not a mass stick. So for some history on this, where I got this one from is actually back on eBay, I guess about early 2000s, I guess. So you used to actually get deals on eBay, and this stick came in a Sega Genesis controller lot. And in that lot were 1 or 2 other controllers, but instead of the gallery image, like the main image you see on eBay search, instead of that being a pile of controllers, it was actually just a single 3-button Sega Genesis controller, and as a result, I had to click through the gallery to actually see that this mass Superstick was in here. So I got the auction for 99 cents plus 15 shipping or something like that. It was under 20 bucks, and I got this stick, and it was just a great deal. I was a young sailor at the time, and any bit of good luck I could get was just welcome. So this controller here is it's hap controls all the way around. It's very well made. It's got these are old hap, like not the newer Suzo hap, but the old school hap, which are IL style with a kind of a 75-gram cherry switch in the back. And as you can see, we're in the red, white, and blue of an American Street Fighter II cabinet, and also we've got that kind of crappy shelf paper look around it that may not look good compared to today's arcade sticks, but again, this is going for the look of a Street Fighter cabinet, and they actually looked like this. They were kind of ugly things. Now, it wasn't without its problems, and I think we're going to have to flip this guy over in order to see what they were, because it actually didn't quite come complete. It came without a bottom or feet, so I added plexi in there. Now, looking at this thing, what we see is the usual hap lever down there. Again, that's a square actuator inside a square gate area, and the effect of that is actually, this is a circle gate. It makes sense when you think about it, but you really kind of have to think about it a little bit. Also, if you notice, this is particle board down here, but plywood up here, and for the actual control panel itself is plywood, and that is just unusual. The T-molding is real T-molding. It's fairly well made. It's just kind of made out of slightly the wrong stuff. Speaking of being made of slightly the wrong stuff, I'm not sure how original any of the internals are. I kind of suspect they might be original now that I know this isn't a mass controller. So when I got it, I had this Sega Genesis 6-button controller kind of pad hacked in there, but it was flopping around loose. So actually I had to attach this film canister to the actual, I'm going to say the bottom, but actually the underside of the top surface, and then I just bread tied it down. And given how ugly this whole thing is, it's amazing that I decided to opt for a plexiglass bottom, but that's actually, in a past life, I used to cut a fair amount of plexiglass, so do what you know how to do, I suppose. Over the years, the stick has served me very well. It's been very reliable after that initial kind of put together here. I did have to replace one of the switches down there, and it's now a black switch, because cherry 75-gram switches are now black, so yeah, that bugs me, especially with the clear window. I mean, if they were all black, fine. If they were all white, fine. But I don't like the switch mix. It just bugs me. It does feel the same, so I guess there's that. Now, if you notice, that's the only switch with the quick disconnects on it, because I was not going to direct solder like the rest of this stick is. And like a lot of controllers, all of the grounds are wired together. The grounds, by the way, are actually the top of all of these switches. They all have 3 leads on them. And the next switch down, or the next pin down, is the one where the actual signal wire goes. So that means when the button is actuated, it closes the circuit and shorts those two together. Now there's a third paddle on these switches, and that's the opposite. So when you push the button, it actually opens up. So that's not ideal, and that's not what we're using. So if you ever see an arcade switch without that only has the two connectors, that's why. It's because that third one's really never going to be used. So anyway, after I uploaded the video of this thing, I got to looking, and I found a couple other Supersticks, and they all looked like this, with the panel that narrows to the top instead of the bottom like you would see on a mass. And while there's a huge variety of mass sticks out there, it seems like these Supersticks actually stick fairly close together. I've seen a dual modded one, which is fairly forward thinking for the 16-bit era, right? So that's Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis together. I'm sorry, it's a really low quality picture. By the way, all of these pictures are stolen from their photographers without any kind of permission. I don't even know how to track them down. It's just whatever Google turned up. Most of the forum posts these were on are just, the only thing I had was the Google cached image on some of these. Anyway, after the dual modded one, I found a Super Nintendo one that was like a dual unit, and then I found another Super Nintendo one that had turbo functionality on it, and that seemed pretty nice. This is the only Sega Genesis one I think I've ever seen, but that's because these aren't terribly common apparently. But then I got super lucky, and I found a site that actually had a magazine scan from where these things were being sold out of, and sure enough, this is a different builder. And I don't know the story of this builder. I guess there's some, it's probably just a one-guy shop, just like Mass is. But yeah, he chose to make it out of particle board and plywood, and he comes out and says it right in the ad. There's no mystery there. They're pretty much as good as a Mass stick, I would say. It would be nice if they were made out of MDF on top. It would just be, basically when you tap it, it would make the right thumping noise. And that's probably the biggest thing that bugs me about this stick, outside of its sheer size. I mean, Jesus, look at this thing here. It tapers down to here, but it comes all the way out, and it is just an absolute beast. So yeah, something didn't rub me right after I uploaded that video, so I did some more research on these Supersticks, and yeah, they are their own thing. And for anybody on the internet looking to get some Superstick information, I think this video might, as short as it is, might be the best source for Superstick information out there, I suppose. Anyway, until next time, Reaper Man out.